lipstick for the babies. Sana. Overwhelmed. But it's time. It's time. Yeah, it's time. Hi everybody. I can't believe I'm saying this, but welcome to my channel. Yeah, I can't believe it. But to be honest, I think it's been time. It's been time for a while. And I definitely have been overthinking it. And I think like every other second person on this platform, I think you talk yourself out of it. And this is definitely not the year for that for me. It's a season to honor the things that we intend to do and to put some oomph behind it and some work. So yeah, this video really is going to attempt to let you all into my world, for you to understand who I am, to contextualize what I do and what I aim to do with this platform, and most importantly, let you all into my why. Why here, why now, and to what end. Right, so the most obvious starting point is who is uDambisa. So I'm Dambisa Dube, and I am a 31-year-old lady from South Africa, currently residing in Berlin. And there's so much to me. Hopefully over time I let you all in to an extent into my world and who I am. But I always say I'm a woman who's in search of herself. I think I am a person who is inquisitive, curious, always looking to challenge, to question, to try and understand why we're all here, to do what, to what end. I originally come from the Eastern Cape, which is a province in South Africa, from a small modest town called Mount Fletcher. So a bit of a backstory into who I am, and I'm hoping that sheds light a little bit into who I am and what drives me, what's my why. I spent a bit of my childhood here in Germany, and like with anybody who's had to live in a different part of the world, or has had the privilege of traveling around at a fairly young age, you're often challenged internally but also by other people about your identity and where you fit in. But a very, very big pro that has come with this is that you are able to navigate different contexts. You're able to encounter different people and just be empathetic. If anything, you are able to just be in various contexts with a fair amount of ease. And this has been something that I've grown to appreciate about myself. But I think most importantly, it has really driven and motivated me into politics and into particularly the topic of youth engagement. I think I've just been fascinated with human beings, with conversation, particularly with engagement, with how we organize ourselves, with identity. So coming onto YouTube has really just nicely connected to all the other bits and pieces of my journey. At the center of all of it is engagement. I'm a person who is fascinated by that, and I also just love what it comes with in terms of just my own personal development and growth. So I really want this to extend into YouTube. It feels like the most organic next step. So what kind of content can people expect from this channel? I'm one of those people who really enjoy YouTube. I binge all kinds of content on YouTube, and I really enjoy the content creators who focus on career. I found that really valuable. But I must admit, I find a lot of the content that exists on this platform very corporate centered. You know, the conventional careers, being a doctor, being an accountant, etc, etc. What has been missing for me is seeing somebody on this platform who does what I do. Somebody who studied political studies, somebody who's in the international relations space, diplomacy, whatever it may be. That has been missing for me. And so I really want this channel to be, one, a space for that, to shed light, one, on my journey, but not to center my journey too much. I'll definitely share things that I've learned, and hopefully those can be valuable for others. But I really also want to invite those that I know from my network and even beyond that to shed some light, to share some gems, some learnings from their own path. I think it could be so valuable. Politics is fun. Politics is interesting. And if anything, it affects everybody. I think a lot more people need to understand what that actually looks like. And I would like to be one of many, hopefully, who shed light into that journey, into that line of work. If anything, I think it's important now more than ever for people to understand this line of work and to also understand how versatile it is, how interesting it is, and how we actually need more young people to be doing this type of work. So career, it will be a very career-focused channel. However, I'm also a mother, and my career, my motivations in terms of my career, my decisions in terms of my career have very, very much been molded and affected by the fact that I'm a mom, and that is who I am first. And I know that I'm not a person who tends to let the world into that part of my life, and I don't think this channel will be that type of channel. So I don't think I'll have day in the life vlogs where I'm showing what we're doing at home, but I definitely will have conversations and really candid conversations about what it really means to be a mom juggling work. I'm not the first one, definitely not the last. And that is also not the tone that's going to be on this channel. But again, also to have conversations with other fellow moms, and also to be really, really candid of what it actually takes. What does it take? Whether that's right or not is not going to really be the point, but to shed light into this is how your journey can look like. You can pursue X even when you have this load. And if you carry that load, this is what it would potentially mean. Again, it's to inspire, it's to maybe plant a seed of hope, and maybe also to let those who know me a little bit more into my thought process, my motivations. And again, I'm hoping that people walk away with some gems. So career, motherhood, definitely, those are going to be focuses on this channel. Another focus, one that is maybe a little bit more lighthearted, is going to be traveling. You know, I have been fortunate enough to travel a lot due to my career, but also personally, and I've done very little documenting of it. And I'd really like this platform to be somewhat of an archive of that, to be able to look back, man. I think a lot of moments just pass us by. I'm a person who does actually like to be present for moments, but I've realized I haven't taken enough pictures, enough videos, and I think travel is a very big part of my line of work as well, and it connects. And I think it would be interesting for people to understand what that actually looks like when you do a certain job, when you are in the political space. What does it look like? How does that differ when you are a person who has a family to take care of? What considerations need to be made? And to be honest, I think when it comes to travel content, I often look at it and think, this would not work with a family. I just feel like there is not enough travel content out there that is real about what it actually takes to be traveling with kids, what considerations need to be made. And I get asked this quite a bit. So I also want to let people in. And to be honest, I think it's a nice way to keep some of the content on this platform a little bit more lighthearted. So career, motherhood, travel, how that all intersects, I think those are my starting points, and everything will be derived from there. So that's what people can expect to see on the channel. This channel will also be a platform for me to document my fellowship, the findings, the journey, the people that I interview, the experts, the young people, people that I engage with, some really, really brilliant minds from specifically Germany, but also other countries, who are as interested in the topic of politics, but also young people and their role in politics. And so it will also be a space to take you all along with me on this journey. I think the questions that I'm asking on you, the questions that I'm asking around the cost, the social cost of leaving young people out of politics, the social cost of us not taking the agency to be active, those are questions that everybody's asking themselves. And I just want to take you all with me. I want to hear your advice, your questions, the things that you're curious about, and integrate that into the content. So I definitely will be documenting a lot of my journey here. It won't be as academic as it sounds. I think it will be actually very relatable. And the sole purpose of doing it is for us to also be able to look back. Where was the starting point? Where's the end point? How does it all tie in together? And hopefully as this channel grows, the content will also grow with it. And maybe the questions and the answers to those questions, you know, will morph into something else. So this is my starting point. And I'm hoping that the right people subscribe and the right people share this content. And by right, I mean the people who are perhaps watching and thinking, I've always wondered this, or I've always wondered what D does. Or the people who are like, I actually didn't think I'd be interested in this type of content, but why not? Let me actually get some insight. I'm curious to know. Yeah, engagement is life-changing. Engagement has done so much for me, and I can only imagine how much more I'll grow on a platform like this. I think there's no escaping, you know, digital platforms. And if anything, I think there's so much value in bringing certain discussions to platforms like these. So that's why I've just been intentional about saying, you know what, beyond the fear of being in front of the camera, and beyond all the other things that I may be scared of in terms of putting myself out there, it's important for me to do this. And I hope it encourages somebody else who maybe has been wanting to do it and has been maybe thinking about it, because we tend to get into this loop of overthinking it. I definitely did for a couple of years. So all this to say, I really hope that you all enjoy the content that I'll be sharing, but I'm really, really also open to critique, to suggestions, ideas. Perhaps you also want to come on. Let's see. Most importantly, I really want to learn from this platform and, you know, build some kind of community with like-minded folk. For now, please do share, like, and subscribe, and I will try my best to be consistent and share an episode every week, touching on various things across the board. That will obviously be focused around the topics that I want to focus on this channel. For now, thank you for tuning in if you've watched till the end, and I hope you stay for this journey.